Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome for the first time. Thank you for subscribing and liking us. It really helps to keep us going, and the more community that we can expand to, the more voices that we get, the more we're going to get more topics going and keep this beautiful thing going. Now, with this topic today, I want to make a different request, not just to subscribe, please do that because it's really useful to us, to keeping things going. In this case, also forward this to anyone and everyone that you can. This message is coming today, and thank you, one of our viewers, Mona Lisa, for bringing this forward and allowing us the opportunity to talk about it. This one sits pretty dear to my heart, and it's one that I think needs the word to be spread on. And it's around the idea of invisible or non-visible illnesses. And I'm going to speak to two sides of that today. And on the one side, hopefully talking to the people who live with invisible illness, non-visible illness, and to the other side of people who might be around people who have non-visible illness, and how to navigate maybe a bit on both sides. I think to the people who are working with this, living with this, the first thing I want to say is find the support groups. I mean, you have friends and you have family, and these things can be really challenging for people to understand. The people around you, the people around us, really hard for them to navigate, to remember. We're all consumed with our own lives, so please look for support groups. If you just go online and type in non-visible or invisible illness support groups, you'll find them. And in those groups, maybe you guys can get some normalizing going, get some ideas going. Don't get stuck on the doctors and the helpers, and those are nothing, there's nothing wrong with those are necessary too. But you never know who's going to have the insight. And in an environment where you're with like-minded people, people that get it, truly get it, every element of it, hopefully that shines some light. So please don't be afraid to go out and look for those groups if you haven't yet. And keep looking for those groups. Don't limit it to one. Expand that community as far as you can for yourself. To the people who don't have a non-visible illness, I want to start off by saying, try to attune in yourself, feel yourself, and think about the things that hurt. Well, what kind of things am I talking about? Let's just acknowledge something like grief, or something like heartache or heartbreak. Things that can be really debilitating for an amount of time. Things that a lot of us can resonate with and understand what that feels like. Now imagine that was something that didn't have a timeline, didn't go away. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that grief has any kind of specific timeline, nor does heartache or heartbreak. There are just some things that are actual illnesses. We're talking about things like chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease, things that are really, really debilitating, that can lay you up in bed for days at a time, but we can't see them. And we tend to forget that these people have limitations. We tend to forget that they can only be social for so long, or they can only do a job for a certain amount of time. And in a world where we're looking at neurodiversity more, and we're looking at inclusivity more, meeting these things with kindness and almost in a way assuming to the opposite end that we might. We look at someone, they look healthy, we tend to make an assumption there. What if that, we just twisted that a little bit and made the assumption of, hey, you know what, I have no idea what's going on with this person, and I'm going to lead into that with respect and be okay with what they need. And if you're, you're a business owner, you got stuff that you need to do, you got goals and targets, and you may have an employee like this. What if you were to work with them? What if you were to talk to them, be interested in their life, meet them where they're at, get some productivity as well as empathy into the same ballpark. Help these people give by respecting where they're at. This is a challenge, but we implore you to think about the things that we've all gone through, heartache, grief, things like that, things that impact us, things that can debilitate us, even if it is a time in your life where maybe you had a stomach flu that really laid you up. It doesn't matter what it is, but all of us have something that can resonate with a non-visible thing that deeply and severely impacted our ability to show up, whether that was being off work for a week or a month. And here we are with these non-visible illnesses expanding this to years, months, years, decades. And finding in ourselves to give some respect to these things, which can cause pain, which can cause issues in the digestive tract that really need special care. Things that can cause emotional responses. You know, we get into those kinds of things, schizophrenia, bipolar, things that have history, that are processes in the body, yes, but also debilitating in their own different ways. And are we willing to meet people where they are, and are we willing to lead with respect for that? Are we willing to change our assumption from you look healthy, you're fine, to more of a, you know what would you like? What do you need? What works for you? Because if that person is important to us, why wouldn't we lead that way? I'm going to end this one here. I want to keep it shorter. I want to keep it fairly concise. If there are questions, curiosities, comments, please put them down so that we can have some more conversation around this. I'll respond. I might do another video to expand if necessary, but let's keep this one here for now so that it can be concise and to the point. I hope it's helpful. Please let me know if you would like more. Subscribe us, like us, and please forward this video to many people, as many people as you can. Not for the subscriptions and likes, for the message in itself. Thank you for being here with me, and I look forward to more. We do have another request coming down the line here around fear of failure and fear of success, both sides of that coin. That'll be our next episode, and if we need to do more episodes to meet the requests that are coming in, thank you everyone for those. That's what we'll do. Building community, normalizing the things that happen to so many of us. What does normal even mean? But let's normalize everything and anything that we can. Create less suffering. Create more choice and chance and opportunity. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next episode.